5-ish a.m. and getting ready for the airport.
이번 여름 지나가기 전에 바닥으로 가자 거긴 파란색이 보인다.
So my mom just dropped me off at Terminal 3 and we're here at Terminal 3 for the first time. Yeah! It is around 8 a.m. now. So this is my flight. Yeehaw, we got our baggage tag now. The Korean Air blue is seriously so pretty. Okay, so we just finished the baggage drop-off for the big checked luggage. And I only checked one luggage, even though you could technically check two, because I wanted to keep one empty for shopping. And my mom was like, oh, don't check an empty luggage because it's gonna get squished. So I put everything inside medium luggage and then put it in a large luggage. But yeah, when I was checking in the luggage, it took a really long time for the line, even though it was like only like filling up 2 of these rows. And then I only realized once I was there why it took so long. They're checking my like vaccine cert, and they're also checking my visa, and they're checking my my COVID test results there, and then they're gonna check it again inside. Okay, so I just got through security. Surprisingly, they like searched through my bags more than I thought, but also I bought a lot, so oh, yeah, makes sense. Gonna go shopping for Canadian snacks now for the snack exchange. Okay, so we're at the duty-free shop now. Gonna buy the gifts for Youngsun, Ju, and Hyunjin, and just some other people. So we have Canadian ice wine, and then we have the whiskey. Boarding gate now. And I swear I had to walk all the way from like the beginning of the terminal to like this end, and like bought too much too early, and like everything was super heavy, so I should be a guideline on how not to pack. Yeah, here's the snacks I bought for the snack exchange. Got like 4 boxes of these maple syrup cookies. Got Smarties because I don't know if they have Smarties there, and then ice wine candy. People will be coming from like Japan and Europe for the snack exchange, and I don't really know what kind of snacks they do or don't have, so yeah, let's get it. Oh my god, almost did not board it because I was writing a LinkedIn post, but yeah, it's the blue airplane, finally, yeehaw. So excited. This is like the airplane that all K-pop idols take, and that I've only ever seen, and like I've always wanted to take the blue airplane. Let's go. Before the flight, they had a preview clip filmed with Super M, which was super cool. They also had a bunch of K-pop songs and other types of Korean music, just like suits all my tastes. There was like BTS, Blackpink, but also EXO, and then more like trot styles. And so here I am bopping to 4 Minutes Hot Issue because I learned the choreo a little bit from Running Man. Korean Air gave us these small care kits, and I was super surprised to find out that ours included slippers, which Air Canada doesn't usually have, and also toothbrush. Because the flight was at 11:40, I really thought they wouldn't feed us until dinner, but surprisingly they fed us for lunch like at 12:30. They gave us the option to choose between beef or bibimbap, so I chose bibimbap because apparently it's pretty legendary, so yeah, I was super excited to try it. So here's like a time-lapse mukbang. This was the soup that they gave us, and it was actually pretty good for airline standards, and it didn't taste that MSG. And then this was like this paste gochujang that they gave us, and so I'm mixing it in, and yo, it was so good. Gotta get that proper spiciness to rice ratio. And then the sunset looked really cool here, so I decided to film because look at that like sort of pink lens flare, wow. And then the sun also looked red at one point. At around 6:30 they gave us dinner, which was like a normal plain old sandwich. So I've never really taken a direct flight to Korea before, and so I realized that we were kind of flying through China and Russia and avoiding North Korean skies. And then here I am. I wanted to take a photo of the mountains down below because I thought they were pretty aesthetic. But hopefully there's no flash glare. Another K-pop dance session, but this time to GOT7's Just Right. So I sort of forgot when it was, but they started offering us breakfast. It was sort of like either Western chicken or Western beef, so I chose chicken because that's what the flight attendant recommended. And the flight attendant was actually really nice because we started talking about K-pop and also GOT7 bias. So yeah, K-pop connects us all. Around 2.5 hours before the flight was supposed to land, I started switching out my Canadian SIM card with my Korean SIM card. So one of the most helpful tips that I found on the Discord for exchange students was to get a Korean SIM card beforehand. Almost there. But yeah, you can order one off Trazy, and it really helps just because you have all these forms that the government want you to fill out, and you need a Korean number for that. Look at the fleet of Korean airplanes! Such pretty blue. We are now in Incheon. I'm sort of just going with the flow of the rest of the crowd here, but yeah, we arrived, and then it was just a really long walk across some escalators, and there's this really cool heat map, but yeah, we were heading all to this arrival section where they start the quarantine check process. So first they check your body temperature, and then afterwards you go line up to have your PCR status checked. In line to get documents checked now.
So while you're in quarantine, you need to go to a local health center and get a PCR test. And while you're out, you cannot use a public transportation.
Okay.
Yep.
And then afterwards, they make you line up to get the quarantine app, and then they sort of show you how to use the app.
You have to do that twice a day, once at morning, once at evening. Click the button at the middle and write your body temperature and symptom you have and register. Alright, so finished. The button gonna change to blue.
Okay.
And if you have any question, there's a case officer information and there's a number, and you can ask any question to this number.
And then afterwards, you go through security checks, which was pretty standard even before COVID. I think we are through most of it now. But now we're at baggage claim. And then after baggage claim was customs check, and then afterwards you go out and then some officers will ask you if you have a quarantine taxi arranged. So I didn't have one arranged, but there were a lot of taxi drivers out there waiting to drive you.
70,000 won, and this is extra charge. So if you want to pay, if you want to task today, if it takes more than 30 minutes, you have to pay extra charge.
With quarantine taxi, you have the option of either having them bring you to the health center first or directly to your place of quarantine. And my taxi driver said that the health center was really busy at this time. It was around like 5 p.m.-ish, so around the time when they closed. So decided to just go to my place of quarantine, and then the next day I would have to walk to a testing center. My place of quarantine is in Hongdae, so it was around 1 hour drive from the airport. So last time I came to Korea in 2019, I also lived in Hongdae, but there was a lot that I didn't see, and it was really interesting to just see the other parts of Hongdae that I didn't see last time. Alright, so after some hassle, finally found the place of quarantine. So room tour right now. Bunch of steps. And then once you're inside, There's just like this washroom, and then a tiny kitchen, a fridge, and then there's bedroom 1. You can turn on the light. And then there's 2 other bedrooms. And each of these look way better when you turn on the light. So yeah, I just finished showering and changing into my pajamas. It is now like 6:30 p.m.-ish in Korea. I'm gonna order dinner soon, but thank you for staying tuned for day 1 of Korea vlogs. See you next one!